please welcome the referee of the event, Mr. Daniel Delfa. Zbor rozhodčí, the panel of judges. Rozhodčí číslo 1, judge number 1, Mr. Falco Kirsten, Germany. Rozhodčí číslo 2, judge number 2, Miss Anu Sormunen, Finland. Rozhodčí číslo 3, judge number 3, Miss Jodie Abbott, Canada. Rozhodčí číslo 4, judge number 4, Miss Hadla Björk Sigurðardóttir, Iceland. Rozhodčí číslo 5, judge number 5, Miss Stanislava Šmídová, Czech Republic. Rozhodčí číslo 6, judge number 6, Mr. Tobias Steindl, Austria. Rozhodčí číslo 7, judge number 7, Mr. Larry Homshine, United States of America. Rozhodčí číslo 8, judge number 8, Miss Yuko Ogawa, Japan. Rozhodčí číslo 9, judge number 9, Mr. Stefan Nefo, France. Technický sbor, technical panel. Technický kontrolor, the technical controller, Miss Věra Tauchmanová. Techničtí specialisté, the technical specialists, Mr. Artyom Kňazev. And Miss Ivana Jakubčevič-Marinkovič.
Welcome back to the Ostrava Arena here in the Czech Republic for the second event in the International Skating Union's Junior Grand Prix Series. And with the rhythm dance already completed, now all 4 disciplines have started their campaign. And we look ahead to see now who will take the titles, with the pairs free skate up next. It was a North American lockout after the short programme, and we look ahead now to see if Baram and Chumentsev can extend their already 9-point lead after the first day of event. Join us shortly for the pairs free skate. Welcome back to Ostrava. And there you can see the incredible Ostrava Arena, built in 1986. And then it underwent a renovation between 2003 and 2004, where 23 million euros were spent, making this incredible venue even better. And it's hosted lots of incredible figure skating events, most notably the European Figure Skating Championships 5 years ago. And there are the judges for the next event. It will be the pairs free skating, where the first medals are decided here in Ostrava. 2 groups with 4 teams on each of the warm-ups. And wonderful to have a pairs competition here in the Czech Republic, and what is arguably one of the most thrilling, dangerous and exciting disciplines in competitive figure skating. So much strength and bravery. As we look now to the Japanese team, they are in 5th place after this short program. And some fascinating stories from all of the teams competing here. Almost all, if not all, of the skaters on the ice will have started their competitive skating careers as single skaters first, and then most likely at the suggestion of their coaching staff urged to consider pairs as their chosen discipline. Ten elements to be completed in the pairs free skate. And the first for many will be the twist lift. Side-by-side jumps as well. Side-by-side jump combination or jump sequence. 2 throw jumps. 2 lifts, choreography sequence, and a pairs combination spin. And all of the teams will have had the chance to warm up this morning in this incredible main arena. And then potentially back to the hotel to rest in advance of this arduous free skate. The free skate is so physically demanding. And there are the Brits, Lucy Hay and Kyle McLeod. And they have only been training in pair skating for just over a year, so many new elements to consider and master, including the death spiral, which eluded them a little bit yesterday in the short program. They'll be choosing to do a forward inside death spiral in their free skate, which will be much more comfortable than the mandatory back inside that was required in the short program for juniors yesterday. Following the pairs free skate, we look ahead then to the men. And we get to see if Minkyusio can maintain his lead, the surprise winner after this short program from Korea. And great to see different skating nations atop the leaderboard across the 4 disciplines. And I'm sure particular delight here in Ostrava to see Mrazkova and Mrazek, the Czech team, leading the field in the ice dance competition. And as we discussed last week as well in Courchevel in France, it's an interesting and exciting season because of the new changes and tweaks to the criteria. Also knowing that this is the start of a 4-year cycle, with many of the skaters aspiring to be Olympians in Torino and Milan in 2026 at the site of the next Winter Olympic Games. And there are some incredible coaches here in the Czech Republic. who have been so successful at Winter Olympic Games. The winners of this short program, Sonia Baram and Daniel Tjumentsev, are taught by Todd Sand, who himself was a world medalist and Olympian multiple times. And then the French team lying in 4th place, Oksana Williamos and Flavien Ginois. They are taught by none other than Bruno Masso, the 2018 Olympic champion. And what was an incredible night of pair skating in Pyeongchang just over 4 years ago. When Bruno won back in 2018, gold for Germany, and then this year in February in Beijing, it was an Olympic title for China, following in the footsteps of Zhu Zhen and Hongbo Zhao. So encouragement from coach Rico Rex as a brother and sister team prepare to start this pairs free skate here. The 13-year-old and 18-year-old from Berlin. And they'll skate to the music of Charlie Chaplin. Good way to start the pairs free skate from Sonia and Robert, the German entry here in the pairs free. Skating together for just 2 years and coping well with the incredible demands of this discipline. And coach Rico Rex is happy. Success for them in the short. They didn't get their spin counted in the short program. One of the reasons that they found themselves in 8th of the 8 teams coming into the free skate. Another opening split twist. This was unfortunate for Sonia. She landed the double axel, one of their better elements in this short program, but didn't stay up on the axle, so unable to put the Euler and double salto, which her brother did. And this, the first of their 2 lifts. You can see Robert reluctant to release the arm hold. So important to stay safe. Now, Sonia had a fall on the throw in the short program. Much better here in the free skate. And all the more impressive after the mistake on the earlier double axel. This, their side-by-side triple toe loops. Not full rotation yet for Sonia, but looking like it's close. And this their group 4 lift. Mandatory group 5 lift for junior pairs this year. At the group 4, easier to manage to attain some more features on that for this team. Let's look at their last big element, the throw double loop. And that 2-footed landing, not optimal, but a much happier scene in the kiss and cry for the German junior pair alongside Rico Rex. Sonia had a fall in the step sequence yesterday as well in the short. No step sequence required for the pairs in the free skate, but instead a choreographic sequence. And that has a fixed base value, no level given to that element. Just the judge's opportunity to change the points accrued on that based on the grade of execution. And for those new to the sport, judges can range from -5 to +5 on each of the elements.
In the free skating, 53.37 points. Their total competition score is 80.82 points.
So 80.82 total for Sonia and Robert from Germany.
Representing Great Britain, Lucy Hale and Kai McLeod.
17-year-old Lucy Hay and 19-year-old Kyle McLeod from Great Britain, skating to Music Waves by Dean Lewis. Well done to Lucy Hay and Kyle McLeod from Great Britain. And Lucy
Hay
and her coach here, Jason
McLeod,
Briggs, acknowledged she
Great
wasn't
Britain.
feeling 100% healthy and well, and that's just another factor to contend with. And she's done admirably getting through that free skate well. And this team only been pair skating for just over a year, and so many new elements to get to grips with and come to terms with. And so huge respect to them for amassing that knowledge and preparing themselves to compete on the Junior Grand Prix stage. You can see with the opening moves, some of the quality they have as single skaters as well. Just unfortunate here for Lucy on that double oops was intended to be as part of a combination. But she stuck the landing of both the throws. Kyle working the lift. Really is such a demanding discipline. And here, much happier with the forward inside disc bar. Kyle just lost his pivot point a little bit with the toe. Not sure if that will get called. But on the whole, huge learning opportunity for the team who train in Dundee. Coaches Simon, David, Jason Briggs, David Richardson works with them, and Andrew Smith, choreographer. And from this, they'll learn so much being in this incredible arena, being able to see from the North American teams in the top 3. And after the short program, Bruno Marcotte, famed Canadian coach, was eager to pass on words of wisdom as well. So much support for the pair skaters from different coaches. Great to hear and see everyone supporting each other. Everybody in the pairs world appreciates how incredibly demanding this discipline is. And everyone eager to see more representation, more couples competing, and more couples moving forward to, ideally, the Junior World Championships in March of next year. 10 couples took part in last year's Junior Worlds. And we hope for more at the end of this season as well.
Lucy and Kyle have earned in the free skating 48.78 points. Their total competition score is 78.19 points, and they are currently in 2nd place. Next to skate, representing the Czech Republic, Barbara Kocianová and Lukáš Vochoska, Česká republika.
And a great cheer for the Czech team competing. Barbara and Lukáš skating to music by Gnarls Bartley, Crazy. Barbara and Lukasz, supported by the home crowd, with every element being applauded by those here to support. And you can see a big jump in the technical element score for this team. Barbara and Lukasz doing the side-by-side double axel and triple toes, and managing to land that throw triple salchow as well. They had a fall in the short program on the side-by-side double axels, much better here. There, their opening split twist. Big gap between the team. And that was their side-by-side triple toes. And that the double flip throw, electing to do their triple throw later in the program. This was great though. Group 4 lift coming in at level 4. Difficult entry there. And then the change of position, difficult variation. And the one hand from Lukasz. And you can see then in this team, more experienced. They were at the Junior World Championships, finishing 9th place in March. Here, double axels. Despite the distance between the team, much better than in the short program. And late in the program, the delight of the Flower Girls cheering, the triple salchow. And again, working the one arm. Just a shame that, and then landing there, Barbara took a tumble. Last year, they scored a personal best in the free skate of 75.11. Judges putting their component scores in the mid-4 range out of 10. So they'll receive that feedback when the scores come up, and hopefully they will endeavour to keep working on those fundamental skating skills, developing increased depth of edge, more flowing glide across the ice, in addition to the technical element scores which will govern so much of their training. 67.91, a little off their personal best, but they stay ahead of those that have skated already.
On the ice, representing Japan, Haruna Murakami and Sumitada Moriguchi, Japonsko.
And the final team in this group, supported on the ice by Narumi Takahashi, who's a former world bronze medalist. The team of Murakami and Moriguchi, skating to the music of Paul McCartney and John Lennon.
nothing you can see that isn't shown. No way you can be, there's a way you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love.
Delighted, Sumitara Moriguchi concluding their free skate with Love Is All You Need. And some technical difficulty on the side-by-side elements. Potentially some of the best we've ever seen in the pairs competition. An incredible triple salto, triple toe, double axel sequence with a positive grade of execution, and lovely to see the American men about to take to the ice for the second warm-up group, congratulating Sumitara Moriguchi. And you can just see in this team, they've only been together just a few months. Talking to their coach, Narumi Takahashi, they've had a very short amount of time to come to terms with the pairs elements, but this is amazing. Side-by-side triple loops, rarely done. Megan de Hamel and Eric Bradford used it successfully en route to their world titles, but it's not an element that you see commonly in the pairs competition, even at senior level. But both of these skaters obviously very competent and confident in their singles elements, doing a good job here with the lifts as well. And they are inspired by world silver medalists from Japan, Miura and Kihara. And indeed, Ryuichi Kihara taught Sumitara how to lift and do death spirals in an ice show called Bloom on Ice. Great to see. This was just amazing. Triple saltos, cleanly done. Pretty good timing too on the triple toes. And again, in sync, stepping up into double axel as well. And that really impressive. That was the 6th element in the program too. And you can see here, Haruna did well to hang on to the throw double flip. And whilst Haruna obviously is very proficient in her own individual jumping technique, the timing of doing the throw makes it incredibly difficult to master the triple. That will come, I'm sure, as the season progresses for this team. And they seem to have a great connection and rapport with Narumi Takahashi, who said she was a world bronze medalist 10 years ago. And she was living every element in the free skate of her students, Murakami and Moriguchi. And they were joking in the short program. Narumi correctly guessed their score. I wonder if she'll be able to predict this free skate score too. I'm sure it will go comfortably into the lead, with the Czechs securing 67.91 points with their free skate. But that huge jump sequence from the Japanese, that alone, that one element worth, after the grades of execution applied, over 13 points, which is massive. And the team's goal is to compete at the Olympics as a pair team. Just
the scores, please.
lovely to see so many smiles.
Haruna and Sumitara
And kiss and cry.
in the free skating 87.50 points. Their total
So 87.5 points for the Japanese team.
points, and they are
And they lead heading into the last group of skaters in the pairs event.
The following skaters may now take the ice for their warm-up. From France, Oksana Vujavo and Flavien Junot. From Canada, Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher. From the United States of America, Kayla Smith and Andy Dang. And from the United States of America, Sophia Baran and Daniel Williamson.
So 2 of the 4 teams in this warm-up group competed at Junior Worlds past season. And the final 2 competitors and final 2 teams new to the Junior Grand Prix circuit. And what's just as fascinating as what will happen on the ice is what is happening rinkside. Some big powerhouse names in the coaching staff of these 4 teams, with the coach of the current team on the ice, Bruno Marcotte, who has been so pivotally involved in the creation of some of the world's best, these top world champions. And indeed he, the coach of the current world silver medalists. And then coach to the current world champions is also here too. Todd Sand, who has 3 world medals of his own. He managed to get those with his wife Jenny Mino in the late 90s, early 90s. And now as a team they coach Alexa Kaniram and Brandon Frazier, who won the World Championships in Montpellier in France in March. And coach to the French skater on your screen now is Bruno Masso, 2018 Olympic champion. And we managed to catch up with him off the ice earlier today. And we'll be posting that interview on the International Skating Union's social media channel as soon as we can. And all of the team here behind the scenes working hard to bring you new content this year. Give you vlog updates of what happens behind the scenes here on the Junior Grand Prix as well. And the French team warming up their throw triple salchow. They have managed to throw quad in the past. Please do get in touch on the ISU social media pages. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know which competitors stand out to you. Fascinated to hear from where you're watching this YouTube feed. And I'm sure there are many skaters tuning in to see what happens on the Grand Prix circuit at this, which is the first pairs event of the Grand Prix. There, Kayla Smith and Andy Dang. Kayla has 4 brothers, so I'm sure it's easier for her to develop this working relationship with Andy, being used to siblings in the house. As they warm up the throw triple toe. And Andy said he wants to become a doctor in the future. As we mentioned, beginning of a new Olympic cycle. Many of these skaters, I'm sure, have aspirations of becoming Olympians at the 2026 Games. Some of them not age eligible in this group. And so their long-term athlete development plan may include an 8-year cycle leading towards the 2030 Olympics. But whatever the athletes achieve on the ice, the discipline and diligence that they've amassed in learning to compete at this elite level will serve them in good stead for whatever they turn their hands to. Daniel Chumutsev from the States, almost running out of room. An impressive amount of ice coverage. There. So the technical controller and the 2 technical specialists. They've watched practice this morning, have an indication as to what difficult features the teams are using on their elements.
Skaters, your warm-up has ended. Please leave the ice.
And 9 judges here in Ostrava to award the program component scores and the grades of execution. As you see, Olympic champion Bruno Masso giving his last words of wisdom to Oksana and Flavian, who will open the group in this junior pairs free skate.
Ladies and gentlemen, representing France, Oksana Vujamo and Flavien Gignoux, France.
Oksana's 18, Flavien 20 years old. And they will skate to the music between these hands. And seeing this team off the ice, there's great camaraderie between both them and their coach. And Bruno Masso said that they will compete in the senior ranks as well this season as they transition towards that next season when they age out of the junior ranks. And this opening element, triple twist, just a 2-foot touchdown, forcing the judges to go down on the grade of execution. Changing up the planned program content, electing to do double axel, double toe here instead of the triple sacos that were originally planned. And this, their throw, as I said, in practice, they can manage a quad saco throw. So they've got great strength in the pairs elements. They had the second highest scoring lift in the short program. We see Flavian showing great strength through the pair elements. Struggling a little bit with the side-by-side jumps with the flip there. But this, the second of 2 throw triples. And their final lift, where you can see attempting for level 4 on that group 4 lift as well. Pairs combination spin, different to the requirements for the short program. And the change of spinning direction, a level feature as to are these difficult sit spin positions. They were 10th of the 10 couples at Junior Worlds. But starting their Junior Grand Prix season well. And with a 65.88 at Junior Worlds, likely to make big personal best here in Ostrava.
Oksana and Flavian have earned in the free skating 81.60 points. Their total competition score is 124.97 points, and they are currently in 2nd place. On the ice, representing Canada, Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher, Canada.
Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher from Canada. They had a fall on double axel in this short program, but solid pair elements. And they will skate to Another Love by Tom Odell. just beautiful presentation from the Canadian team. Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher. And always so impressed by the choreography from Julie Marcotte and such engagement with that beautiful piece of music. And hopefully we'll get to see in the playbacks some of the commitment to emotional storytelling, and that a real testament to their maturity as a pair team. Not the same level of technical difficulty as we've seen from the Japanese team leading the field at the moment, but certainly the most beautiful construction of program. Really, really enjoyable work. Judges looking for a musical sensitivity and timing. You know, here you can see not just outward presentation, but look at that connection between the team. That really admirable, and not something that many teams even more seasoned and experienced than them have. Level 1 on triple twist. And you can see here the double axels. There's a fall on this in the short. Just about managing the rotation there. And straight back into emotional connection. And this tiny touch of the free leg and the exit. 7th at Junior Worlds for Chloe and Kieran in Tallinn, Estonia in March. And at 19 and 18 years old, they'll be looking to move up into the senior ranks and represent Canada at Senior Worlds in the not too distant future. Just love seeing the commitment to the expression throughout. This was unfortunate. Double flip throw. And just at the end of the program, just like too exhausted to stick that landing. But here, contemporary choreography. And Chloe living the moment. Just love to see that. So we saw an incredible triple sal, triple toe, double axel sequence from the Japanese skaters. Just double salchow, double toe here for the Canadians. They'll be acutely aware of the need to keep upping their technical ante, and I'm sure in the off-season they were working hard to make that a side-by-side triple. And when they return to Oakville, that will be a part of their training regime, without doubt. But this, that's great.
The scores, please. Chloe and Kieran have earned in the free skating 91.79 points. Their total competition
So 6 points higher than their personal best from last year's Junior Grand Prix. And smiles all round for the Canadians, who go into the lead ahead of Murakami and Moriguchi.
Representing the United States of America, Kayla Smith and Andy Dang. Buenas tardes.
Kayla Smith and Andy Dang, 14-year-old and 17-year-old from the Fort Wayne Ice Skating Club. And they'll skate to Angels and Demons from Maxime Rodriguez. Just a few mistakes creeping in on the pairs combination spin at the end of the program as Kayla and Andy process
Kayla Smith and Andy Dann, United States of America.
their free skate here in Ostrava, and this team will go on to compete next week as well. And again, good to see compassion for each other and laughter as they leave the ice. And a high five as they're greeted by their coach. Here electing to do split double twist, but that coming in at level 3. And here you can see big frustration there for Andy, unable to conceal his disappointment that he didn't manage to do the triple salto. Obviously Kayla having the mistake. However, lifts, covering loads of ice, getting level 4 on both their chosen lifts. And this was probably their best element, the double axel sequences, or the double axel in sequence. The first of the 2 throw triples, just the touchdown of the left leg for Kayla, making it a negative grade of execution element. This, their choreographic sequence, a requirement for the teams. And that lift counting towards 2 visible movements within a choreo sequence to make that callable. And a 3-year age gap between Kayla and Andy.
The scores, please.
They look like they're getting on well. They'll be training together for the next week again. Away from home, big adventures
Free skating, 86
for these youngsters.
points. Their total competition score is 140.
Third on the free skate, but their lead from the short program secures them at least a silver medal in their first Junior Grand Prix.
Next to skate, representing the United States of America, Sophia Moran and Daniel Tillmanson. Spoilerstake Andelsberg.
Sonia Baram and Daniel Tillmanson. And a huge lead after the short program. And expect to see some more great quality pair elements for the young Americans. And no doubt, a winning free skate for Sonia Baram and Daniel Tumantsev. As you see, members of the American team here to support them. And quality both in the program component scores and in some of the pairs elements as they return to Todd Sand. And an impressive split triple twist. And this, just a touchdown on the triple salto. And coming into the event, Sonia had said the goal was to score 63 in the short program, and they did just that. They are working on throw triples as well. This was great. This is one of the new features for the pairs combination spin. Lifting the woman while the man is on one foot for at least 2 rotations. And we've seen a few of the teams using that as one of their features for a higher pairs combo spin level. They said in an interview that they've been smiling more for each other this season. And their coach, Todd Sand, said that their working relationship is really strong. And there's a 7-year age gap between the team. But obviously, great mutual respect for each other. And indeed, they were telling us earlier, massive respect for their training mates. World champions Knierim and Frazier, who inspire them in day-to-day practice. Daniel studying mechanical engineering alongside his training. If you check him out on social media, he loves space rockets. So a diverse interest, but I'm sure so much of his time is consumed with training. And they will move on to inevitably another Junior Grand Prix, and in the likely assumption that they will win the title here at Czech Skate 2022, they'll secure 15 points. And when they compete at their next Junior Grand Prix assignment, the tally of the 2 events together will hopefully secure them a spot at the Grand Prix final in Italy in December. And that's a delightful reaction from a 13-year-old, knowing that she and her partner Daniel have just won their first Junior Grand Prix. I think that was intention to whack his partner in the head, but obviously absolute elation.
Ice resurfacing with the men's free skating starting at 10 minutes past 4.
So the North Americans stay in the medal-winning positions, with Kayla Smith and Andy Deng just pipping by 1 point Chloe Panetta and Kieran Thrasher, but a 30-point lead for Baram and Tumantsev, and they will be awarded their medals later this evening after the men's event. So we come now to another resurface, and we get treated to an interview from last week's men's winner, Shunsuke Nakamura. He won the title in Courchevel. And following that, stay tuned for the A Day With series, when we get to see the ice makers from Courchevel. And that was the team that was responsible for the Olympic ice over the last 2 Olympic cycles. Real masters of their craft in creating the best ice quality and surface for the competitors. And finally, the last video during the resurface break, we'll head to the ISU Center of Excellence in Oberstdorf to have a look at one of the Elements Explained series. And this time we'll look at the chop top, one of the difficult turns that the teams will use. So stay tuned for the men's free skate coming up after this series of videos.